Greetings, everyone. I am Ngabuto Nicholas Mabena. We are here to respond to your questions. Our apology for coming late on a Monday today. We normally do this session in the morning, but due to work commitments, we had to come this late. But we hope you are going to be following. Thank you to the comrades that have joined. We're here to respond to your questions. Please type your question in the comment section so that we can assist. We are discussing documentation, which include ASLAM, ZEP, and any other documentation for migrants in South Africa. So please send your questions, and then we'll be able to assist you to respond. The first question that we got was from a comrade in Nairobi, Kenya. Thank you so much. We are spreading our wings to East Africa. I also saw that there are comrades in Abuja that are following us on YouTube, in DRC as well. Thank you so much. We are indeed spreading our wings. So the comrade in Kenya was asking on he wants to move to Cape Town. So the question was, how does he relocate to South Africa? The best thing for those in Kenya is that last week or so, the two presidents, that is the president of South Africa and the president of Kenya, signed the 90-day visa for holders of Kenyan passports to visit South Africa. So you might want to take that window period, the 90 days, to look for employment in South Africa, or if you want to set up a business to do your research. Once you have an offer of employment in South Africa, you can then go back to your country of origin, go to the South African embassy or consulate and apply for a visa. If you have a proof that you have been employed. So you fall under the critical skills category. So you need first and foremost to check that are your qualifications under the critical skills category. The skills category is in the website of the VFS and the South African Home Affairs Department. But if you want to come to South Africa and invest, you need to have something like 5 million US dollars. This is what the Act says. The Immigration Act, you must have something like 5 million. 5 million rands. I'm now saying US dollars. I'm not sure where I'm getting this from. 5 million rands. So you have to prove that you do have that money in Kenya or elsewhere, and put forward your business plan, the sector in which you want to invest in. If the Department of Trade and Industry think that your business proposal is viable and is going to contribute to the South African economy, you then apply for a business visa, which again, you will need to visit South Africa. And then once you are satisfied that, yes, indeed, you want to relocate to Cape Town, as the question was, you then apply from your country of origin, in this case from Kenya, for your visa. The other question, Comrade Kenneth Ndlovu says, siyabonga ulwazi olungaka mahala, i-residence permit sayivuselela yini thina abama-ZEP holders. Comrade Kenneth Ndlovu, thanks for your comment, but we always discuss ZEPing. We have said the grace period expires on the 30th of June 2023. So you look into the category in which you qualify. If you qualify, please submit your application. But if you don't qualify, then it means by the 30th of June, unless something happens, you will have to go back to Zimbabwe. There was a question, I can't remember the name of the comrade, but posted a question. He was asking, the comrade was saying he has a child with a South African 9-year-old child. They want to apply for a spouse visa. So what should he do? So we have a video that we recorded previously on taking you through the process of applying. Please check out that video. It is very clear. But you need to prove that you are indeed in a relationship with the South African, and then you apply. If you are on ZEP, you have to apply here in South Africa. But if you are not on any visa, you have to go back to your country of origin. You might have noticed some change of lightning here. It's load shedding, so we're under load shedding. So electricity was then coming. So the office where we operate from, there's a generator. So the generator was then cutting. Then the electricity was coming back. So that's what you do if you're in a relationship with a South African. If you're on ZEP, you apply here. But if you are not, you have to go to your country of origin. But remember that there's a proposal as well where they want to delink the issue of marriage to documentation to say you cannot apply for to remain in South Africa on the basis that you are married to a South African. But it's not yet law, but it's still an issue that is being discussed. And Comrade Ndabezi Ndlovu then he says mdala manje thina singela lutho ke meaning those that are not documented at all. Comrade Ndabezi Ndlovu, there is nothing at this stage that can be done. We are begging to get those that are on ZEP to have either the ZEP renewed or to be assisted to move to other visas. So the question of the undocumented becomes a challenge. So you will not be assisted unless if, like the question that I answered from a comrade in Kenya, unless if you qualify. There's a comment here by Comrade Bongani Dlamini, and my machine was notifying me that my internet connection was weak. I hope we're not disrupted. So Comrade Bongani Dlamini says, thank you for talking about Zimbabwe today. I've been telling you to focus on your country, Zimbabwe. Comrade Bongani Dlamini, you are not the only one that has written this comment. There are many. Our mandate, which will not abandon, our mandate is to represent the working class from the rest of the continent who are in South Africa, Ivory Coast. The reality is there are 4 million migrant workers that work in South Africa. It is our task to represent them. Whether I go personal, I go back to Zimbabwe. Someone will take my go back to Zimbabwe. Someone will take my place because it is not a Ngqabutho Mabhena initiative. It is a collective initiative that we assist migrant communities in South Africa. I always seen many of these comments being written that Mabhena, go back to your country and so forth. It's fine, but we will further discuss this some other time. But we have a mandate. We have a mandate to represent workers, in this case, vulnerable workers of migrant origin who are exploited